welcome or welcome back. Welcome back. Doo-doo. Hi, this is Sharifa, and this is the New Year Review. And I'm here to you today to talk about books and beauty. Yeah, beauty. I normally don't talk about beauty on this channel. So let's just call it wellness, okay? But I have some books that I want to share with you that I'm in the process of reading, well, particularly two books. But also, I want to talk to you about aging skin. Yeah. And for you guys who are like in your teens or in your early 20s, I think that the challenges that younger skin faces as opposed to older skin is far and in between. So when I was younger, I was able to just get up, throw water on my face, wash it with soap every now and then. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have not established a daily morning routine of washing my face, washing it at night. I still really just use water. And I've been very fortunate in the sense that I haven't had to deal with a lot of uh, face abrasions, acne, and all that type of stuff. Like everything that I'm dealing with is mostly due to age, and a lot of it is inflicted on me. So I have recently got into doing a routine um, in the evening and in the morning. So I give myself a couple of minutes a day, to wash my face, a couple of minutes a day, a couple of minutes in the evening to wash my face before I go to bed. But for this past week, and I don't know if it's because of the change of weather, my face has been feeling, how can I say, like the tolerance to even put water on it is very strange. Like normally I will wash it, with soap, and then I would do like a exfoliation only once a day. I don't do it twice a day. I normally do the exfoliation at night. Some suggest to do it in the morning. I don't know why, but I exfoliate. I have this soap that I can use daily at night. And honestly, I don't do it every night. I do it like maybe 3 times a week because it's even though it's a gentle exfoliation, I feel like you can damage your skin and strip all the minerals out. But that's just my logic. I'm not a cosmetologist. I'm not a what they call an esthetician. So I couldn't tell you that. I'm just saying based on what I feel. Our skin need the nutrients. But getting back to, this skin routine. Um, so for I would say for about a week now, I have not been able to my face has not been able to tolerate water. And I don't know if anyone has dealt with that. Like when I put water on my face to wash it, it feels uh like a sting or something. Like I don't know. And I've gone through this before. So it comes and goes. So not that I'm not washing my face at all. What I have been doing is using witch hazel. So I get the witch hazel and then um, I get the cotton balls and I kind of like, clean my face behind my ears, my neck and everything. I've been doing that for about a week. And it has actually soothed my face. Like I literally cannot put water on my face. I don't know what that is. So if you all have ever heard of this, just put something in the chat or something like that. I've been trying to research it, but it just mentioned something about my pH balances may be off. But outside of that, I would do that, and then I will put it's two separate creams that I put. I have one that I put on in the morning and in the evening, and then I have one I just put on in the morning. And so that's all I've been doing with my skin. I have not been able to do anything else. Oh, and then I have like this serum that I put on when I'm actually washing, like getting ready for the day. I'll put the serum on. It has collagen in there. I am a black woman with older skin. And although, there, you always hear people say black don't crack. It will crack if you don't take care of it. mm. So I am up early in the morning, getting ready to do some house projects, and I just thought I would jump on here and, just share with you guys my morning routine and the books that I have actually delved into. So let's get that started. Um, if you would like to know, like, the products that I use for my morning routine and my evening routine, and I know this is not a beauty channel, but it can be. It can be. Um, have beauty chats. Let me know, and I will put the information in the description, or I will just, if I see it this time, I will just probably, continue the conversation in the next video and share with you what am I using for older skin. So I am not a big makeup girl, so I've never been into makeup. I wear makeup on occasions, and it's not that, I'm not against anybody who has a morning or day, morning look, evening look, smoky eye. I'm not against anyone who does that. I'm just too lazy to get into makeup. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I really have not invested in, that area of my life. However, I have been looking at videos lately. It's this YouTuber, well, it's a couple of them, older women, um, and they talk about fashion, beauty. One, she does a lot of routines on, she talks about makeup for older women. So I've been listening to her channel, looking at her products, and it has been very helpful. It's been inspirational, to say the least, because in this YouTube world, you know, I would say it is not as, I would say, forgiving for older people. Not to say that older people do not have like a mass following, but this is definitely an era for I would say popular and younger people. But, being an older woman, I just decide, you know what, let me go ahead and take my chance. I've been working, not working, but I have been wanting to start a YouTube community for about 6 or 7 years. So I started off with a couple of videos, and I stopped. But I think if I would have just continued with the momentum, I probably would have, I definitely would have a large following by now. So some of the things that may have discouraged me in the beginning was that I am a African American woman who loved talking about just nonfiction books, and so I didn't see any people like me in those spaces. And so I always tell people, and so I have to live by my own words, is that, if you don't see it, create it for yourself. So I've found YouTubers in my age range that talk about books, but not so much of the nonfiction portion. So I'm carving out a niche for myself. Secondly, seeing more Black women my age in that space of discussing nonfiction books. And there's nothing against any other genre. Like, I love a lot of the genres, particularly horror and horror, dystopia, and thrillers, because I mean, those are more true to life to me. Like Fahrenheit 451. I mean, come on now. So so just getting into this space where it's dominated mostly by white males. Is not intimidating, but you're trying to figure out, well, who's going to be my crowd, or who's going to be my community and share this journey with me. I feel like if you stumbled across this channel, you stumbled across this channel for a reason. So and I appreciate that. So thank you. But also, just taking the chances, just going out there, putting yourself out there, and taking advantage of this opportunity, because I feel that the older you get, the things that you say, you're not really apologetic for it. I am at that point in my age, like Nene said in on the Housewife, I said what I said. I said what I said. So, and that right there may be offensive to some people who want you to tune down your talk, or what they say, the rhetoric. But if you don't live your life honestly into the fullest, at what point do you do that? So, um, yeah, I don't know how I got off into that, but yeah, I just thought I would share with you all, like my initial thoughts in the morning. And I am actually sitting here getting ready to do, once again, my painting projects, because my next area to tackle in the house is my basement. But I'm sharing with you my daily morning stoic. I read this once a day. Sometimes I take notes, sometimes I don't. My goal is to read it every day, 365, like get every day. So far, I've missed that goal by a few days, but that's okay. To read my daily stoic. And once I read my daily stoic, I journal a little, um, write down things that I need to take care of today, or I need to start today. Not that they're pressing, but things that cannot be overlooked. And I would do all of that enjoying a cup of coffee. I got this from the gas station when I dropped my son off for work, and it was like in the wee hours of the morning. So um, I think I was up before the birds. So, in saying that, I'm going to get my day started. But before I get my day started, I just want to share with you some future projects that I have and what I'm reading right now. So, right now, I am in the process, and this, I'm not talking about house projects, I'm talking about projects or conversations for YouTube. I am in the process of writing a script for my my civil rights um civil rights video. So I haven't decided if I want to do a long form video, or just do it like, maybe 10 or 15 minutes in increments of videos. That will probably require a lot of editing. So I'm still thinking about that, but I am writing out my outline for it. I've read Parting the Waters, I want to say 3 times back to back. One, I did a mixed media, so that was audio book and the actual physical book. The second time, I just did the physical book, and then this previous time, I did the audio book and the physical book sometimes. And I only grabbed the physical book when I wanted to take down notes or quotes or something like that. So it was pretty successful, only because I've read it back to back to back like 3 times. Like I read this 900-page book back to back to back 3 times. And this was only a volume one. So my goal is to get to all three of them, but there's no rush. I really want to have this conversation about the civil rights in America. And so that's going to require that I am open to address comments about history, the economy, the language of the book, right? A lot of things in those eras. So just taking my time, and hopefully by June, I will either be ready to do the long form video, or I would have recorded the long form video. My goal for the civil rights um, video is to have it out by Juneteenth. So that would be June 19th. And that is a celebratory celebration for African Americans and Africans. And if you want to know more about Juneteenth, just Google Juneteenth, and it will give you an explanation of the celebration. So that is the goal, to have that video up and going. So last year I wanted to do it. My confidence wasn't where it should be, and so this year I'm extremely confident about it. Although um, my timing. Like I trust me that time is pressing, and my editing skills are not what it should be, but we'll see. This year is all about taking risk and moving forward. So that's the one project I am working on. The second project I am working on, which is somewhat of a big project, but not really. Like this is something that I'm doing off camera, but I want to share with you. So I have a series that I'm working on called Black Girl Collective, and it's my journals that I consider are my Black girl journals. And what makes them Black girl journals are that the people who created the covers, they were by Black women. So let me show you some of my collection because I have about 8 of them. But let me show you my collection. So I started collecting these journals, I would say a few years ago. I could not give you the year, but every year Target would have this collection during Black History Month, where they celebrated Black artists, and their journals would be for sale along with other stationery items. So I just looked forward for January to come just to get, to see what journals that they have. So I will show you what I have right now, but this is not all of them. So I have this one. This is the latest and the last of the Black Girl journals that I have bought. Now, this journal, Reflect, Reset, Refocus, this is by a Black owned company called Be Rooted, and they have different types of journals. I have several of their journals. Absolutely gorgeous, right? Um, and so this one in particular, um, I have not named a space for it, but I'll share with you what I've done. So this is my first piece. And so I will write something about that picture or not. So this picture, I forget what they call it, but it's kind of like you have the picture and then you write about the inspiration for yourself behind it. I'll find that term and I will put it, I guess, in the description. This is the second one that I have. This is Janet Jackson. It doesn't look like her, right? So I'll be writing something about that. These are the things that move me, right? And this is actually my last one. And so I'll be writing about that. And so once I write about these three, I will move on and then I will put more pictures in there. So that's how I've been using this one. And what I like about this journal is that you also have a coloring page. So it starts off with this gorgeous coloring page. And so just taking my time. Like I only have so much time in a day to really focus and hone in on like a journaling project. So I commit to certain journals on a certain day, and I'll show you a video about how I do that. That way I can do like express myself in multitudes of ways. So let me show you my second journal. And I don't think I have anything in this one because I would remember. This is another one. Now I got this from Target as well. This is one of their Black History Month collections as well. This is from the company Think Inc. And so Design Work Inc. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And the artist on here, oh, I didn't know that was her. Oh my God. I had this journal for like a few years and never knew this came from Kinsey Studios. But this is the artist right here, Kinsey. I have quite a few of her journals. So, yes, this right here is absolutely gorgeous. I had two of these and I gave one to my niece. Was it this one or was it another one? But normally when I have like see the specialty journals, I would get two of them because I always, I don't know, just never know. And so this one is the last one. I thought I had more, but this is my health journal. Um, this one right here, absolutely gorgeous. And this is also a Kinsey Studio design. That's why I said I didn't know that I had two of hers. Wow. So yeah, these are these are part of my Black Girl Magic collection. And so I am actually prepping um, a future video. Sometimes when I record, I don't know if I would actually post it or if I'll erase it and do it differently. So I just never know. But I have several journals in my Black Girl Magic collections, and this is just three of them. Um, so yes, I'm holding that by me because actually I was working in these the other day. And so yeah, you will hear, give me a moment. You will hear more about these journals. Okay, I was looking for my basket. I have a basket where I put my journals so I can just keep them all with me. Another one is my health journal. I was setting this up for the month of April and quarter two, the same. And so I'll just give you an idea of some of the pages. And this is from last year. So I use it until I'm done with it. This, I call it my wellness journal. I put down um, morning affirmations, which I do morning affirmations in several of my planners in my place and in my journals. And this is my fitness, my health and wellness log. Um, Drinking water, how I'm moving my body. And so this is just one of them. This is an older one. I have not began to fill out the new one yet. So that's just one of many. I think that is one month. Let's see. So as you can see, I have categories that I'm focusing on, movement, a health tracker, which consists of napping, breathing exercises, reflexology, drinking alkaline water, or drinking, alkaline drinks, eating alkaline fruit and veggies, stuff like that. Even the type of coffees that I drink, just trying to balance it out so I would not be completely acidic. So I won't completely go up in flames. So yeah, so I've been working on that. And for quarter two, I may share flip through, but I normally don't do my wellness journal on this channel, but I can. Like everything's up for debate and discussion, I feel, but not everything. This is my daily planner. Um, this is I would say my morning run. I have a planner where I do my monthly calendar, and I have a monthly calendar in this one as well. But for the most part, I sit down and I set up my day, how I'm feeling when I got up, what is the affirmation I want to invoke for today. If I have some to dos, fresh, like new to do. So if I have some items, tasks that I didn't finish for the other day, I don't do a new to do list until those tasks are done. If they're not done by the week, I put it on the next week because it can be visual to me so I can see it, but I don't repeat them every day. And so, yeah, that's how I use that one. I'm going to put that to the side because I am using that. Also, with this planner slash journal, I was listening to Catherine. She is the owner of Sterling Ink. And she was talking about the origins of the name. And it's called a common planner, hence commonplace notebooking. So it is a mixture of planning and commonplacing anything that you need to put in the bag. There are like 300, enough pages for every single day of the year. And so what I've done is I've taken those back pages and I use one per day, no matter how full it is. I just want to hone in on a date, Um, and so I use my Stoic notes. So when I read my daily Stoic, and I also read other things too, like I have my affirmations for Black women, the Bible, just a slew of stuff. I put all of those notes in my commonplace notebook, and that's another reason why I really don't share the back part of this notebook on this channel, because it's very personal and that's my spiritual time. Then once I do that, I go into my daily. And so my daily, what I do, once again, I'm constantly focusing on moving forward in life, because that's what life should be about, right? Learning from our mistakes and invoking on new lessons and new experiences. I do my, what I call my circular method. So my circular method consists of me writing about my day in a circular motion: the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and my reflection. So when I get up in the morning, it is, what are my thoughts right now? What do I want to focus on? What do I want to inspire? What do I want to invoke? Right? Affirmations, they work so well. And I didn't realize how well they worked until I have those moments when I'm just like out of it. And then I affirm, like, how do I want to feel at this moment? How can I take this feeling and move forward, right? How can I stay positive when everything is not going my way? I have a visitor coming. I don't know if she's going to make her way over here. And then last but not least, and this is part of my daily planning, I always use a notebook. So when I fill the notebook up, I go to another notebook where I use as my scratch pad. So this is my scratch pad for now. It's just a regular notebook. I open it up every morning. I write the date on it in the corner. And then with any notes that I have going on, I just jot it down, because I may not have the proper planner or book to put it in, because my books are very specific. So when I have them and I'm just focusing on that subject, I have them near me. So what I do is I just take this and I'm going to write a fresh date at the top. And so with this one, I don't do a page a day. I just write the date in the corner where I can find it. And then from there, I just continue my notes or anything I got to put down for that day. And then transfer all that information either to my daily planner or my commonplace notebook or any other planner that I have. Mostly my planners, not so much my journals. So my night routine. This is interesting because I didn't think I would get into my night routine, but here we are. So sometimes in the evening time, I write. I write in my diary. Um, if not every day, every other day. And so this year I have this diary. This is from a company called Typo. Unfortunately, they are no longer serving the United States. Unfortunately, so I don't know how I'm going to get the journal for the planner for next year. I've been using this planner for 5 years, and I am completely heartbroken. I don't know what happened, but they are not selling this in the U.S. So my first journal that I got, um, like I said, was 7 years ago, and so I have years and years. Like this was last year's, and so when I want to backdate a day, because I am such, I like to keep up with politics, current affairs. I can always go back and look at the news and it will stroke my memory. And then if I can remember, I just jot something down in here because I want to make sure that I fully date all of my diaries and just write about how I was feeling that day. So I always, from time to time, what I would do is I keep these. They are lined up in one location in my bedroom. And so what I do is I will go and I will look at the date. So if today is, say for instance, May 15th. Oh, I didn't write anything for May 15th. I would take my previous journal from that year and I would take my current journal. Of course, I'm writing my current thoughts, but my previous journal, I would just, look up what happened on that day. And if that event sparks a memory, I will write it in my diary. And so that's how I do that. And that's a good way of backdating. Like if you are one of those type of people who are always keeping up with current affairs in the news, you always remember where your mindset was, when you learned about certain things that's going on in the world. To wrap this up, because I want to share with you all this book that I'm reading. This is my writing project that I'm working on. I follow this YouTuber. Her name is Sarah Canning, and she has a writing project challenge that she'll be doing the beginning of April. Or you could just do it any day you want. So I wanted to embark on not only the writing challenge, but the challenge to finish setting up my basement because I had to catify it and it's not catified. My basement is a lot cooler in the summer, and that's where I want my cats to hang out at when I'm gone. So when I'm not in the house, have somewhere for them that's nice and cool, where I don't have to run air conditioner and fans all day while I'm gone. Like keep them on, keep them low, but not having them wandering around the house. So that is the big project I am invoking on right now as we speak. Um, this one right here is my Kwanzaa journal. Um, in the Kwanzaa journal, I talk about experiences using one of the 7 Kwanzaa principles, in which I will be doing a video on cultural journaling in the future. So I'm not going to get into that explanation, but yeah, I had that. I was writing in that one last night. I'm just clearing out my space. So this is a good talk. Um, Let me see. Did I hit you all with anything else? Oh, of course. I have my I am perfectly imperfect journal, and this has been a gem. I don't write in it every day, but I do try to, write in it maybe once or twice a week. I have like maybe five entries. And so it's been a pleasure. It's a time for me to sit down and just focus on um, not so much being perfect, but not giving up. So, in my imperfectness, I write in my I am perfectly imperfect, and I would like to do a flip through or a journaling chat with this one particularly because I have several of this company's journals, which they're called Knock Knock. They're a subsidiary publishing company. I forget the umbrella, the big company that they're with, but these journals they have been around for a long time, and I saw them. I will say about 5 years ago. I just never thought to get it because I have not really been. I'm not heavy into journals with prompts, but it seems to be my thing right now these days. So I'm putting that to the side. Um, this is my journal. I would say out of all of them, this is probably like the most sacred one because this one right here, I just completely like it has no category. So I have a commonplace notebook for civil rights in America. I have a commonplace notebook, for democracy. Um, just talk about topics on democracy. So I have notebooks that specialize in certain discussion points or, interests. This one right here, it has none. This is just how I'm feeling personally. Like, and this is the one that I will probably not show on this channel, like open it up and display it, because, these are very personal chats. But I just wanted to show it because this is just gorgeous, right? Look at this, you guys. I mean, my favorite color. So I'm gonna put that to the side. I have a basket where I let all my journals, they sit right there so I don't have to look around for them. And I'm actually working on doing like a journal corner because I have several journals that I work out of on a continuous basis. And so just trying to it's on my bucket list for 2025. Let's just say that. But last but not least, while I'm going through these selections, I am still working on the cover for this. I need to get some lettering, but this is my journal that I talk about democracy and equality. I just put these stickers on here. And so, um, yeah, currently I am doing well not doing but listening to a podcast and reading articles from this professor. I think he's retired now. He just retired. His name is Robert Wright. He is on Substack, and he has several series, and I encourage you to go check him out if you have time. And he just talks about things that's going on in our politics and how to better learn them. I went to school for political science, you guys. So, politics is just one of those things that I love engaging in. Um, so yeah, I have this notebook for that. And so it's a 10 lesson series, and I am on the second one. So when I have time once a week, and that's what I'm saying, like you have to really manage your time and focus outside of you know everything else. I try to constantly pursue knowledge in other areas, so I do that once a week, preferably on a Saturday, because he has a Saturday morning podcast. And so when I listen to that, I also get into my study. So I'm using trigger points to say, hey, this is the day I do that, and I reserve it for that day. Now the problem I'm having is putting all this stuff back when I take it out. So, but let's get into the books that I'm reading. And these are gems that I didn't think that were possible. So for the month of April, I have a book. I have a video I've actually just completed not too long ago on environmental selections in my I Am America series. We're going to talk about the environment. So Earth Day is coming up April, I think 22nd. I think it's April 22nd. And so I don't think I'm going to do a video for Earth Day per se. I just want to do videos on books and movies that address the environment. So I Am America. That video will be coming up the first weekend of April about the environment. I don't know when I'm going to air like upload this one, but if you see this one before that one, just letting you know. Um, Once a week on Saturday. But this is the book that I'm reading right now. Written in Water, Messages of Hope for Earth's Most Precious Resources. And this was published by National Geographic. Now, if you're new here, I might as well tell you, I am addicted to going to Dollar Tree and getting books. And not just one Dollar Tree. I would just go to several Dollar Trees if I'm around them and just check out the book section, because every Dollar Tree, their selections are varied depending on the neighborhood. So I got this one, I would say about a week ago, and I just, some books I automatically just jump into them, but it talks about the resources of water and how preserving certain minerals are very um, important to our livelihood. And you never realize the fragile nature of the earth, right? um, it can unbalance very quickly. And so I've enjoyed actually reading this right here, and I just thought I want to share that with you. So this is on my night shelf. on my bookshelf, on my nightstand. Sorry about that. This is on my nightstand. The second book that is on my nightstand. Where is it? Where is it? I just got it. My vegan book. I just actually put this up here. Give me one moment, you guys. I literally just put this up here. And this is so interesting. This is a relatively quick read, but the reason why I pointed this one out because this is also part of my Dollar Tree haul, and it has been refreshing. This is not anything that you have to, sit down and, figure out big words. It's the simplicity of the language is very motivating and inspiring, and it has inspired me to really, really challenge myself to be mindful of my food intake, even if, I never ever pledged to become a vegan for life because I've been a vegan. So I go in and out depending on what's going on. And what I mean by depending on what's going on is kind of like my access to even get certain types of food. Um, Not to say that I live in a food desert, but a lot of times I had to travel away from my house to get like the better fresh foods. So that's a whole different video. We're not going to talk about that. But this book right here, 72 Reasons to Be a Vegan, Why Plant-Based, Why Now. I got this right here, this little gem from the Dollar Tree. And so um when I say I sat up last night and I just started going through this book, I was just fascinated. I was just fascinated. Um they're not long drawn out arguments. It's just the reasons why veganism is healthier for yourself, for the environment, for the planet. Not to say veganism is for everyone. So I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think I've mentioned this before. Depending on where you're at, it will be impossible to be a vegan if you stay in polar areas, like where it's very cold. Your food cycles are going to look different. So I'm never going to attack anyone on how they decide to nurture themselves and survive and eat. And so we have to be mindful, when we're setting, I guess, voicing our opinions about, what's good for everyone. I will say this in terms of eating meat is that we need to balance that out with other um, options besides, just eating steak or just eating poultry all the time. Just balance it out. But not only that, to be mindful of our intake and our waste. Like when I eat food, say for instance, if I don't eat red meat, any kind of red meat, but when I make chicken or something like that, if I'm not eating it, I'm definitely giving it to my cats. And they be waiting for those little scrappings too. I don't throw it away. Matter of fact, I compost, but I don't compost my meat. I do compost, like my meat. If I'm able to give it to my cats, I will. If there's like enough to give the scraps to our neighborhood cats, they have a plate and a bowl on my porch. I sit it right there. So they actually anticipate on the scraps. So, just being generous to the planet all around. I am making sure that nothing goes wasted. So yeah, those are the two books that are on my nightstand this week. And this is such a long chat. I don't know if I'm going to edit this, but if I don't edit it and you stayed this long, thank you for joining me today. And I hope you come back for another Books, Beauty, chat, whatever it is. And so hopefully I will see you soon. Oh, before you leave, if you enjoy video and content like this, please like. Wait. I think you're supposed to subscribe first. I think you do. I think you should, though. Subscribe, like, and share with a fan. Until next time, see you later. See you later, gang. Bye bye.